Hi friends, thanks for joining. Today I'm in Torino, Italy, and I'm headed down to the sea at Genoa. I'm traveling on Trenitalia, which is the Italian National Railway. I bought my ticket online, but I'm using the app to download an e-ticket to my phone's wallet. I'll talk more about the ticket buying process later, but right now let's go into the station. I'm at Porta Nuova, one of 7 stations in Torino, and you can see to the right there's an entrance to a metro station with the same name. Ahead is the arrival boards if you're waiting for someone, and to the right is the departure board. Ahead you can see 2 different kinds of ticket machines. One is for Trenitalia, the other is for a private train company called Italio. As I said, I bought my ticket online, but if you were close to the station or you didn't have internet, you could hop up to one of those machines and buy a ticket. Also, both companies have ticket offices in the station. So here's the smaller office for Italio, and they have a couple of customer service agents and I think a couple more vending machines in there, and then the much larger Trenitalia train station, and they've also got a premium lounge for members of their frequent traveler program or for their highest class of tickets on their high-speed rail. If you're like me, you may look at this logo and wonder why it looks like an F, and it's actually an F and an S, and that's because the train is run by the Ferrovie dello Stato, which means state railway. And through this door is where the customer service area is, where you can have help buying a ticket in person. If you've never taken a train, you might not realize that there's no security at most train stations. You can simply walk off the street into the station and directly to your train. This means you only need to be at the station a few minutes before your train is going to leave, but I'd recommend getting there a little bit early. This is a fairly large station with 20 platforms, and they've got 3 departure boards near the departing trains, so you don't have to wait in the lobby. You can see my train just got assigned to platform 10, so I will head that way. At this station, all 20 tracks stop at the station. They don't come through the station, and I read online this type of platform is called a bay platform, and the trains have to back out of the station, where in some stations they can go right through. As we turn, you'll see a signboard above each of the platforms, and that signboard gives you information about the train that's leaving from that platform. And you will see there's actually 7 pieces of information. There is the number of the platform, a clock, the departure time of this train, which is 10:40. On the right it says Trenitalia IC 511, which is the train I'm on, and Salerno is the last stop on this train, which is pretty far south beyond Rome in the south of Italy. And unfortunately I didn't take good video of the actual train car, and I apologize. I'll try to find some pictures to show you what it looks like, but it's a modern train with flush toilets and power, I think, at every seat. You might have heard in the background the announcements in Italian, but they're going to do them now in English.
Dear customers, we would like to inform you that the train Intercity 511 going to Salerno will be departing shortly. Persons not intending to leave, please get off now.
As we start to back out of the station, you can read Freccia, which means arrow, and this is one of Italy's fast bullet trains. They have 3 different services: Freccia Rosa, which means red arrow, and Freccia Argento, which means silver arrow, and Freccia Bianca, which means white arrow. And I apologize, I can't speak Italian, but that's what the bullet trains look like. I think they're a little bit different in their total top speed and maybe their configurations, but they're all high-speed trains. They all cost more money and get you there faster. Again, if you're a typical American who's never traveled on a train, there's usually markers between each track that tell you which station you're arriving at, and this first station is just a suburban station outside the center of Torino. So if you live in the suburbs, you don't have to go back into the city center to get the train. And like before, after they do the announcements in Italian, they do them in English.
Good morning. Welcome on board the Intercity 511 train. The train will stop next Alessandria, Genova Piazza Principe, Genova Piazza Travallo, Chiavari, Sesto Rilevante, la stazione centrale, Canale Venta, Marcia Centro, Viareggio, Villa Centrale, Livorno Centrale, Cantiglia Marittima, Turin, Turin, Civica Vecchia, Roma Ostiense, Roma Termini, Ladina, Foglia, Aversa, Napoli Centrale. And to the right, Salerno. 21:24. Trenitalia wishes you a pleasant journey.
Promised I'd share more about the ticket buying process, and now that we're underway, it seems like a good time. I think it's also cool that we're doing 93 miles an hour, about 150 kilometers. But whenever I book an overland trip, I always start with Rome to Rio. Put in where you want to start and where you want to go, and it will show you several different options on how you can get there. And as you hover over the routes, it'll even show you the different options. As you know, I'm on the train, and here I'm going to pick an arbitrary date, but on the 11th, for example, here are all the departures. I'm going to pick 6 a.m., so it'll show me all the trips after 6 a.m. When you see 2 train numbers, that's a train with a connection. You probably want to avoid those if you can. The RE trains are regional trains. They're slower and they make more stops, and I'm on an intercity train. It's a little more expensive, but it makes fewer stops. I'm going to show you the train that I'm on, which is only 23 minutes faster than the train 10 minutes before it, but that train makes 8 stops and mine makes 4. On most trains, including this one, no one checks your ticket when you get on the train, so anyone can walk on the train. A conductor will walk through the train while it's underway and check everyone's ticket. I showed her the ticket on my phone, she scanned it with her tablet, and I was good to go. Rome to Rio also has a mobile app, and I like to use the mobile app also, and it gives you the same information. If you search Italian Rail in Google, the Trenitalia site, the official website's actually the second link. The first company may be fine, they're just not the actual train company. I think it's worth pointing out that the city names in English are often different than the city names in Italian, and if you type the city name into the search engine for the train website, it'll look for the Italian name. So Turin is Torino in Italian, and Genoa is Geneva in Italian. And if you did use Rome to Rio for your research, it will show the Italian names of the stations here. So once you know where you're going, it's time to go to the website to book, and the link from the Rome to Rio site will take you to the correct website, the Trenitalia site. But if you search it and make it there, you're going to come to a page like this. Now, I would recommend, if you're going to buy more than a couple tickets, to take a moment to register an account with Trenitalia. This will let you use their app, and it keeps track of all your purchased tickets. So if you're going to buy more than one ticket, I would say it's worth your while, especially if you want to buy them online. And if you do want to sign up for an account, I recommend you do it before you start searching. And if you come to the website, it's in Italian. Up in the upper right corner, you'll see a flag. You can switch it to English or whichever language it supports that you speak, and start searching for your trip. Type your station in, and you can see all the Torino stations. But if you see this button that says, I can't pronounce this, Toothless Station, I'm certain that means every station. And in bigger cities where you have multiple stations, this will let you search for routes between these two cities in any station, and I'm going to use the same search I did in Rome to Rio. Again, make sure you pick a time before you want to leave, because it's going to default to the current time of day, assuming you want to take the next trip. And if you're searching for a future date, on the time you're searching, it may not show the train. So here are the tickets and the prices, and you can see that the longer train, which is 20 minutes longer, is €12.40. I'm on this trip, I think I paid €20.50. With the intercity trains and the bullet trains, it definitely pays to shop early, because they have some discount fares, and once they're gone, they're gone. When you found your ticket and it's time to pay, they accept credit cards. If for some reason your credit card doesn't work, it's probably because your bank rejected this international transaction. You can try another one, and if that doesn't work, PayPal for me has been the most successful at getting international payments approved. As we're arriving into Genova from Torino, you can see that we left sort of flatlands near Torino, and it's very hilly, and there's actually like a mountain range that divides the two. And this is advice for people that don't travel on trains, but trains usually stop at a station for 2 or 3 minutes maximum. So if you're approaching your station, you should grab your suitcase, get close to the door, so that when the train finally stops, you're able to walk out the door and walk off the train. Obviously, people are going to be coming onto the train too, but you don't want to be stuck on the train when it leaves the station. And on the same website that told me that the Torino station was a bay-type platform, this is an island-type platform, and there's several islands between multiple tracks, and these trains will continue through, so they won't reverse out of the station, they'll go forward. And as I exit the train onto the platform, you can see that this island serves two platforms, 20 and 19, and 19 is empty right now. My train came in on 20, and my train will go straight ahead, so it doesn't have to back out of the station. It'll continue on, and in most train stations in the world, they're signed in English and the local language, so you see Italian and English. You see the same kind of sign here that tells you what this train is and when it's leaving this station. It's the same thing we saw in Torino. And we're going to head down under the tracks, and there will be a tunnel that connects all these tracks and takes us to the exit. And this station is an underground tunnel. Those are usually less steps. When you have to walk up over the platform, it's usually a higher climb. But just follow the signs to the exit, which I'm going to do, and you can see all the other platforms that we're passing. So each one of these stairs takes you up to another island, which serves two platforms, and the signs for those platforms are there. They've also, in this station, got digital signboards under the tunnel so that you can see the same information you'd see if you were standing on the platform, which is helpful if you're trying to find your train. I think these machines on the right are validation machines, and some trains require you to validate your ticket before you can get on it. The intercity train in Italy that I took doesn't require that, and you get a seat assignment when you buy the ticket, so you don't have to worry that either. You know where you're going to sit, so that may be worth a few dollars more to you. And as you come out of the tunnel into the Geneva Station, and this is one of two stations. It's the first station. But you come out of the tunnel, there's a shopping area, and you've got one little small escalator to come up to the street level. And there's a couple cafes here. There's ticket machines. There is a customer service counter to the left, which I don't need because I'm done with my trip. And just like any other train station, there's really no barrier. You just walk out and you're outside. And I'm staying in an apartment that's down this street about a mile. And it's kind of a drizzly day, but I'm going to walk it anyways. And I'm going to try to give you one last picture of this station, but I admit this isn't the best photography, so hopefully I'll get better at this. If you are a regular user of this train system and I've missed something or I've got something wrong, please let me know, because I'd like to give travelers the best information possible. And thanks so much for watching. I appreciate it.